Hi, Collective. It's Intuitive Pisces Moon, and today I just want to bring you a general reading. I have no agenda. I got a couple of new decks I want to try out. I did bring out a giant hunk of rose quartz just to promote self love for us while we're here. So I do hope everyone is doing well, and let's just see where this takes us. I'm going to be using my Alice in Wonderland Tarot because it's been a minute since I've used it, and it's one of my favorite decks. And it's one of the first ones I learned on. So it's probably the oldie but goodie. Alright, so before we jump into tarot, use this deck. Now, this is one of my new decks. It is the Untamed Elemental. So we're going to be using that today and read a little bit from the book on this. I love this deck. This is what the back of the cards look like. Okay, Spirit, let's get a general reading today for the collective. What do we have? All right, the first one out is Manta Ray. What else do we have, Spirit, for the collective? We have Butterfly. Okay. And we have Elephant and Star. Okay. Bottom of the deck on that is Sun. Beautiful imagery. Okay, so let's read just a little bit about these. I know that these entries are not very long. Okay, so Manta Ray stands for calibration. The grand manta ray soars through the water and even catapults himself into the air with fierce strength. His ability to gracefully maneuver comes from a deft internal temperature regulator and exceptional navigation skills. Moving with innate knowledge, Manta Ray is perfectly calibrated for his environment. Manta Ray sightings beckon you to break free from the obstacles that hold you back and reconfigure them for your greater good. Manta Ray illustrates the importance of calibrating your life force so that you can experience more ease, grace, and freedom through the depths and surfaces of life. Shake off any negative energy that has accumulated on or around you. Make certain that you are surrounded by positive, loving, encouraging relationships that reflect back your magnificence. Release anything that is draining your energy. Practice unconditional self-respect. These efforts will allow you to align the natural flow and rhythm of life so that your time and energy are efficiently spent and you are more available for fun and play. Okay, so when they're balanced, they're playful, energized, in touch with your body's innate wisdom. Imbalanced, they're drained, overexertion, unnecessarily cautious. To bring it into balance, you can find joy in simplicity and freedom in the complicated. Okay. Let's get some tarot on that pile. Let's see, what else do we have to go with the Manta Ray? So this is about being fluid in life, being free, kind of go with the flow, removing obstacles. All right. So we have the Page of Pentacles. Okay. Yep, that is basically being new at something, ready to start your new journey. We have the Tower. Okay. So now as far as the Tower goes, this could be something in your life that's occurring that you don't see coming. Okay. So when we're referring to going with the flow, if we're not going with the flow, there's always that chance that, the Tower could come in and make whatever wasn't working before work now. So then we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So typically 6 is about balance, but it's reversed. So it's saying that we're unbalanced in some situation. So some unbalanced situation may be causing disruption in your life. Okay. Let's see if we can get one more for this pile. And it might be related to money matters because we have Pentacles and the Tower. All right, the Empress. Ooh. So this is divine feminine energy, intuition, nurturing, just basically enjoying the fruits of your labor. Now, this would likely be somebody who is already going with the flow of their life as far as obstacles are concerned. So I'm also reading it this way. Some of us did experience some unbalanced situation in our life, which again could be perceived as the obstacle. And it was torn down in some way. It was removed, it was shaken up, it was kind of a sudden, shocking change. And because it came from an unbalanced place. And through that, we learned how to kind of be new at something and to start over, start fresh. Okay. Realize that we don't know all the answers that of the universe. We're ready to be new at something and learn something new and start something new. And from that, we learn to lean more on our, again, intuitive feminine energies and doing it from a place of love as well. Okay. Wow. Okay. Very nice. Yeah, the bottom of the deck on that is Judgment. So a lot of us did, go within and do the judgment ourselves. But for those of us who didn't necessarily do that, I'm seeing that it could have been done for you. They usually call this like divine intervention. So I'm not sure who this pile pertains to, but somebody did just experience some breakdown in their life of something. And it was a pretty serious event. All right. Ooh, that's intense. Let's see if we can clarify a little bit on this pile. See if we can get a couple more. Yeah, I'm also seeing that out of it all, you learn to become the Empress. Okay? So it's not like this was all a terrible thing. Maybe this is what you needed to have happen in order to learn how to go with the flow of the universe, because something previously was unbalanced. All right, live your life with both feet in. So fully commit to being here. All right. Fully commit. So again, with the unbalanced situation, it could have been that you were, I'm not going to use the term half-assed, but that's what came out. Okay, you may have been halfway in something or halfway out of something. Bet on yourself, take chances, reach your dreams, you've got this. Okay, yeah, so that again could be that Empress energy. Somebody between kind of an unstable situation or unbalanced situation who again could have been in and out, only one foot in, didn't want to fully commit, is now believing in the Empress energy within and betting on ourselves. Okay. Let's get over to the next one, which is Butterfly. All right, with Butterfly, this is about metamorphosis. The chrysalis trembles, a habitat palpitating with ardor. It is a theater of transformation materializing into form. With scales of painted wings, her pupil skin splits in two. This is an unwinding, enveloped by devout effort, through which an emergence takes place. Unencumbered by the limits of reason, her journey from caterpillar to butterfly is complete. The next stage now awaits her. She is a queen empowered by her ancestral credentials to perform wonders. She greets the world with new eyes, a lineage of greatness supporting her. Butterfly's transformation was arduous, but what courage it took to spin that cocoon knowing what was to come. She is here to remind you that your precious life force needn't be squandered on maintaining outdated versions of yourself. Instead, use it for becoming an emanation of your spirit's purpose. Bewilderment during the metamorphosis process is normal. Breathe with this process. Meditate upon your present and future self as free, victorious, and soaring. Your time in the chrysalis asks you to draw upon your reserves of faith and courage. and these qualities will guide the way during your transformation. Okay, so the butterfly, when they're balanced, is trust, self care, and surrender. And imbalance is change averse, meaning they don't want any change. To bring into balance, you can clear clutter, relinquish outdated beliefs. Okay, so now with that, that goes along with what I was talking about over here. Because again, somebody did have some unbalanced situation, and the tower can be seen as kind of the chrysalis phase of becoming a butterfly, and you're emerging as the empress. Okay, let's keep going. What do we have for the butterfly? Let's see. What do we have for the butterfly? Okay, the moon. Moon is feminine energy also. That is hidden things. That could be secrets. That could be intuition. Things that happen at night. But that's why they're hidden. What's done in the dark will come to light. There is the Five of Pentacles. So that is about, it could be, again, a lack mentality, penniless, being left out in the cold, feeling like you don't have enough. And then Judgment. Wow, Judgment again. Okay. So definitely I am seeing that this kind of out in the cold lack mentality was what was transformed in becoming the butterfly. You placed the judgment on the things in your life that didn't serve you, and you're now trusting your intuition to become that butterfly. You're transforming. All right, Four of Cups. Yep, Four of Cups is about apathy and even boredom. You know, this is not wanting something. You know, whatever's being offered to you, you're like, nah, I'm not interested in that. So again, that could have been part of the other mentality that we're getting rid of. We're coming out of that. Bottom of the deck is Nine of Wands. So this is saying that you're a wounded warrior. You're almost at the finish line. You just have a little stretch of the race left to go, and then you're almost finished. And it may feel like quitting time, but you know, if you just keep persevering through this last little step, then you'll come out victorious as the butterfly. I love that. Okay. Let's see if we can get some more clarification on this. What do we have? Trust yourself always. Trust others once they've earned it. Okay. So that could be about, even with the moon card, that could, trust is very big into that. And some of us kind of retreat inward when we don't trust. And it can be tough to come out of that shell. Sometimes we've been hurt so bad in our past, we just want to stay, you know, in the moon energy. So what they're saying is we should at least give everybody one chance when you first meet them. If they've never, you know, messed you over, everybody at least deserves one chance. And then, you know, kind of test the waters a little further to see what more you can trust them with. But don't like give them all the trust in the world right when you meet them. Got to test the waters. Okay. And then we have open your heart. Not just a little, all the way. Let the love flow in. I love that. So that can be tough again, going back to the trust. So maybe some of us have been hurt in the past, and it is tough for us to bring down those walls and to let the love flow in. But once we've finished with this transformation, I think you're not going to have a choice. And not only that, but you probably are going to be more willing to let those walls down a little more and trust a little more. Because you've changed. You've gone out of, you know, certain ways of thinking and had your life kind of flipped upside down, and you understand that now things are different, and that trust and love and things of that nature can be had, but you just have to be a little more careful with who it's had with. Okay? So take the baby steps and then see where it leads. And then obviously if we can trust more, then we open up a little more. All right, let's go to the next one, which is Elephant. Okay, elephant stands for complexity. Elephant is a steadfast monarch, matriarch, and servant. Royal by nature, her presence is felt as the trumpets announce her determined march. She is loyal and devoted to elders and children alike, and reminds us that the way we choose to exercise our power influences how those around us will wield theirs. A true leader, she leaves a deep footprint for others to follow so that they don't lose their way. Majestic Elephant is a reminder that more than one thing can be true. She asks you to validate your wild, dynamic, creative desires while also honoring your fears. She wants you to set aside linear thinking and welcome support from your ancestors. She courts you to honor two seemingly opposing truths with the same degree of respect. Free yourself from seeing the world through a binary lens and allow the fullness of your complexity to pour forth. This radical act of self acceptance removes the obstacles that might have once seemed insurmountable. It opens the door to miracles. Most importantly, it paves the way to your wholeness. When the elephant's balanced, they're curious, accepting, regal, and sovereign. Imbalanced, they're radicalized perspectives stuck in circular thinking. To bring into balance, you can gift give, act of service, acceptance of self and others, even if it feels unwarranted. Okay. All right. Now that also they did mention was a feminine energy. So there is a lot of feminine energy out here. I'm just going to throw that on the table, a lot of it. So maybe some of us are kind of getting more into our feelings lately, dropping the walls, dropping the masculine wall and letting the love flow in. That's kind of what I'm gathering with this. Okay, what do we have for the elephant? We have the Queen of Swords. Yep. Okay, so with the Queen of Swords is not as much in her feelings. She's more, decisive. She could be witty, charming, intelligent, that sort of thing. But she knows her boundaries. So think of a queen with a sword and, someone tries to come up to her. This is kind of what it reminds me of, the way Alice is looking at the queen there. She's pointing her finger at it. Like if somebody does come at you and they demand something from you or they want all your trust and you don't trust them yet, you're putting your finger down or your foot down and saying, "No, I'm not doing that to myself again. I'm going to set a boundary and this is what it's going to be." And I think that's awesome. To be honest with you, like it's great because that's what we need, as individuals, we need boundaries in our life, even if it's with ourselves. Like I'm not taking your crap anymore. You hear me? Looking at yourself in the mirror with the pointing of the finger. Okay, let's keep going. And there is the Queen of Wands. So that's two queens now. All right, Queen of Wands is passionate. She's also powerful. She's sensual. She is sexy. She's a go-getter. All right. That, again, a lot of feminine energy. Let's keep going. All right, we also got Death, the Queen of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now, the interesting thing is that you now have three queens in this one pile. The only queen that's missing is the Queen of Pentacles. And here we have the Knight of Pentacles. That's pretty close, So we are embodying all of the versions of ourself. That's what I'm reading with this. Okay? We now have the Queen of Cups. Let's put it up here with the other queens, who is intuitive, loving, nurturing, caring. And we're wrapping all of that up into a package. And we're saying, I'm going to change from a caterpillar to a butterfly with the knowledge of what I've gained thus far. I think that is just wow. I love it. We're transforming. We're allowing what did not serve us in the past, the unbalanced energy, the apathy, the boredom, the lack mentality. That's what I'm seeing from this so far. and we're balling it up and making ourselves a chrysalis so that we can turn into the butterfly. Beautiful energy. Okay, let's see if we can get a couple more on this pile. All right. What has your inner voice been asking of you? Listen and act. Okay. Stay present. That's where life happens. Yep. Very much so. Okay. So let's get over to the star. And I love that this is the last pile because star stands for divine guidance. He adorns the indigo night like phosphorescent pearls, transforming a directionless abyss with his radiating pinpoints of supernatural guidance. Stars, embroidered constellations, are the embodiment of self-reliance, helping you navigate towards your own bright future. Star appears when the path is obscured and you need a nudge in the right direction. When you lay Sorry. When you ask for guidance, the universe will certainly answer. Listen and look for the clues that are offered. There is always a way through. Spend time under the stars at night and let them remind you that you are a beloved member of the cosmos, one who shines among many. When they're in balance, they're able to discern true guidance. And when they're imbalanced, they're pulled in a myriad of directions. To bring into balance, you can reconnect with the sun's cycle, wake at dawn, and keep your day flowing organically without hesitation. Okay. Very nice. So this is again so divine guidance could stand for listening to someone you trust to help guide you through something. This could be about trusting your intuition. Oh, man. There's the other queen. Okay. We got the King of Swords, and now we have the Queen of Pentacles. So now officially, not only are all four queens out on the table, but all four queens embody the Empress. Okay. Just so much feminine energy. It's crazy. Now, the King of Swords is basically just the masculine version of the Queen of Swords. Only difference is he's again masculine energy. He has mastered his emotions. All right. Wow. So many things. Okay. So first one that came out was the Nine of Pentacles. And that is about living your life of luxury. You have sown all your seeds. You have harvested what has come out of them. And now you are enjoying the fruits of your labor. It can be in a solo sense. Okay. You may not have a partner. It may just be something that you're doing alone. And that's okay. We have the King of Cups, which again, mastering your emotions. We have the World, which is ending a cycle. So again, I'm relating it back to this tower and the unbalance, the boredom, the lack mentality. You're finished with that. That is over with and you're done with it. You've closed that door on that cycle and say, I don't want to repeat that one again. I'm done. We have the Ace of Cups. This is about emotional renewal. Okay. You're kind of now ready to take your one cup, you're filling it with your self-love and say, I am ready for whatever the world brings to me. And then Justice. So this situation that happened over here, I'm not going to say was your fault. It may not have been your fault. But Justice is here to say that the balances are being leveled. Whatever situation in the past was unfair, it's now being set right. And Justice has come in to take care of that. So it's karma, in my opinion. You know, if you were the one doing the wrong, you may be getting bad karma for it. And if you were the one just kind of innocently stuck in a situation, then you may be getting dharma, which is the opposite. You know, that is the good things coming your way. Okay, let's clarify a little more on this pile. Stop giving away your power right now. Okay. So I did say that about an unfair situation. Maybe in the past you were giving away your power. And some of us don't realize when that's happening. So don't be so hard on yourself if that was you, okay? I've also been in that position where I was giving away my power. And each day you are allowed to call your power back. Each minute of every day you can call your power back. You literally just say to yourself, I call all of my power back, whether it was given or taken, whether it was consciously or subconsciously. I call it all back to me now. And just the act of doing that is, taking your power back, and you're not attached to any other situations. They don't have any power over you. Look around and find some signs the universe is speaking to you. Okay, so maybe with this justice situation, maybe you know what I'm talking about. And I am pretty sure that the universe has been trying to show you whatever the justice that has occurred is taking place. Now, what I'm also gathering is you might be in the middle of your transformation over here, so maybe you haven't been paying attention because you've got your own circus and your own monkeys to deal with. So if there's been some situation that you've been looking for the answer, that is also something that you can ask spirit, ask your guides, ask your ancestors, hey, whatever happened with such and such situation, and usually the universe will give you some sort of answer or response. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to use this intuition oracle, and this will be like a closing message for you guys. So let's see if we can get one card to wrap this entire reading up. I love this energy because, again, we're all evolving, and all of us want to become that butterfly. We've learned our past lessons and don't want to repeat those cycles again. All right, Spirit, give me one card to wrap up this reading. All right, we got that one. And this is what it looks like. And it is number 16, the Forgiver. Your affirmation is, I forgive myself and others with compassion for our human frailties. I love that. I think this is going to be an awesome message. Okay, 16. Okay. There must be forgiveness, both of yourself and others, in order for healing and love to dwell within your heart. The energy you might otherwise channel into thoughts of revenge will only work against you and on many levels. Close your eyes to the irritating behavior of another if you are sure both in your head and heart that they are worthy of your forgiveness, and that such an exercise of compassion will help them to grow. Growing pains are a fact of life, not only on the physical level, but on the mental, emotional, and spiritual levels as well. Forgiveness is the antidote to the poison of blame. All too often, the tendency is to not try to solve the problem, but to fix the blame. Blaming someone provides a false sense of comfort to the one who is now absolved of any guilt or possibility of wrongdoing. To forgive is not weakness, but the greatest strength. Okay. I love that. So I'm going to read into that a little bit. I don't want to just read the message and call it a day. Let's read into it. Now, as far as forgiveness is concerned, some people have a really hard time forgiving. And I understand that. I get that. Okay. Sometimes we're just not ready yet. But what I will tell you is what forgiveness provides you is freedom from the burden of whatever went wrong. So with forgiveness, we can forgive the other person of whatever happened over here. Again, maybe this was an unfair situation and you don't ever want to forgive the person for what happened. That's your choice. Nobody is forcing you to forgive anybody. But what's happening is if you don't forgive them, if you hold on to it for too long, it kind of festers inside of you, burns a hole inside of you, and it kind of eats you alive. So one of the things that when you're ready to deal with the situation and, deal with the forgiveness of it, you can silently forgive them. Okay? You can write it down on a piece of paper. You can throw it in the trash and never see it again. You can burn it when you're done. All that's doing is saying that I don't want this burden attached to me anymore. I forgive them so that I can release them. And what you're doing in that is it's now being a weight lifted off your shoulders and you're not carrying it around with you anymore. Now, on the flip side, forgiving yourself is another situation. Now, if for whatever happened over here, you made some choices that, were maybe not your standard character traits and you feel terrible for something. It's okay also to forgive yourself for doing something where either you didn't know at the time how to properly deal with the situation, or again, you could have been looking at it through rose colored glasses, whatever the situation was, it doesn't matter. Have compassion for yourself in knowing that we all do things wrong and we all make mistakes, and it is a part of life. Okay, we shouldn't punish ourselves forever for something that went wrong or that we did wrong. Okay. So, as I said, forgiveness really just releases the burden off of you so that you're not carrying it around anymore. And then you're free. I'm telling you, it is a feeling of freedom. It's gone. It's a burden lifted. It's off of you. That's all there is to it. So, anyways, if there's anybody in your life that you've been thinking about forgiving, just do it. And if you're not ready, that's totally fine too. We're not always ready to forgive, some of the terrible things that happen to us, and that's okay. And some of us also are afraid to forgive ourselves for putting up with something. But hey, again, we all make mistakes, and that's part of life. So treat yourself like a warm, loving friend. You also deserve compassion. So that is my message for today. I think this is beautiful energy. It does seem like we're doing a great job in kind of identifying what's been holding us back, what's been keeping us unbalanced, and, with older mentalities and transforming. So we're moving on up to the east side. I'm sorry. Oh my God. All right. If you're still with me, good. Then I hope you laughed because, laughter is the best medicine. So that might be another thing you can do, If you're not ready to forgive, go out and have some fun. Get it off your mind. Come back to it later, It will be there. So anyways, thank you all so much for being here and for your energy exchange. I am so grateful. And I do wish you all a lifetime of happiness, health, wealth, abundance, and as always, love. Remember to go within so that you never go without. Dump that love into yourself first before you start pouring it out for others. Keep in mind that I'm a beacon of light here to help guide you through the darkness. So don't hesitate to reach out if you need anything at all. Thank you so much again for your energy exchange, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.